You guys remember when Trump started a literal war because he wanted people to stop talking about his involvement in the Epstein files? When things were heating up with conversations on the certain something, and Trump was like, you know what I could do right about now? Bombs. That changed the topic. Well, Pete Hegseth might know a whole lot more about what happened to Charlie Kirk than he's letting on. And just as things are heating up in certain circles, conversations are being had about what did he know and is he involved, suddenly, here we go again. So Mr. Hegseth should not have a job. He's been through more scandals than I can count on my hands and my toes. And any normal person would lose their job over one of them. Well, drunk texting war plans. Yet here we are. He's still there, untouched. I've been asking myself why, and I think the last week or so gave us the closest thing we're going to get to an answer. And it has a whole lot to do with what he knows about Charlie Kirk. And it's a whole lot more than he's letting on.
Charlie Kirk, a patriot, a conservative, a leader, a builder, an advocate, an author, a lover of freedom.
I'm going to show you this particular moment. I need to show you this moment, but not yet, because it's going to land a whole lot differently when you understand everything else happening around it. And real quick, Loren Piretra here. Willa is snoozing behind me like a tipped over cow. She's been bronzing in the sun. We're going to go for a walkie poo after this. But we need you guys to take a moment to make sure you're subscribed. If you're new here, we currently have a lead on Katie Miller. Katie Miller is the wife of Stephen Little Bitch Miller, the pale white nationalist from Santa Monica behind all of the ICE and immigration terror. She's building a podcast on the backs of trafficked children. We're fully bootstrapped. We can't do it without you. So consider every sub, every hype, every follow, every comment, 6 words or more, every action, every save, every share, every rating, and F you to Katie and Stephen Little Bitch Miller. So first of all, we got Operation Epic Fury. Hegseth flew to an undisclosed location before Easter to visit troops involved in something that he's calling Operation Epic Fury, which sounds like something you would stream on Twitch. The troops appear to be paratroopers, which matters because this administration has been going to market telling people that there are no boots on the ground. And then there's our Secretary of Defense. I refuse to call Mr. Hegseth the Secretary of War, flying to the boots on the ground and posting about it on war.gov. And what I keep coming back to is why he's the one still running all of this. Somebody's protecting him. And when somebody's protecting somebody who is acting out, usually it means that they've got some shit on somebody important. And whatever that shit is, or whatever the reason is, this week made me think that it might go a whole lot deeper than politics. We also were blessed with this Lego video. And my pal Aaron Parnas has told me that this Lego video isn't actually being made by Iranian regime. And obviously we know that the regime is bad, but this video is not bad. It's pretty funny. I'm going to insert another clip here too. We'll have to rip the music out of the background, but like Pete Hegseth, he's a man who's cheated on every wife and partner he's ever had. He was the guy getting drunk on Fox News, banging his colleagues, getting them impregnated before he even left his last wife. He's a mess. And he's got a whole soccer team of kids, and he tries to pretend he's a man of God. No, this Lego video sums it up quite well. The New Yorker is calling this stuff slopaganda. Iran has a Lego meme operation of sorts, or somebody does, and they're supplying it. And I'm not sure who's winning. So there's also this, and these all come to a head at the very end. So Pete Hegseth also told his 13-year-old son on camera that the people who have died so far in the Iran war died for him.
My 13-year-old son popped into my office last night while I was editing these remarks. He asked about the war and the families I met at Dover. And I looked at him and I said, they died for you, son, so that your generation doesn't have to deal with a nuclear Iran. It's the truth.
He wanted a precise moment where he could frame things in an emotional way, father, son, and have his son scripted asking who they're doing it for. Very bizarre. This is also after Mr. Hegseth went ahead and flew a jet of sorts over Kid Rock's house. Make it make sense. And then on Easter Sunday, Erika Kirk tweeted, and I know that sounds like nothing, but stay with me. We follow Erika Kirk very closely. I don't know how this became our beat, but it has. And she almost never tweets. There'll be months of silence. There's nothing this woman loves more than a dead man's sizzle reel. She'll pull out a Charlie Kirk sizzle reel when Jeff Webb died, after a mysterious tumble after pickleball. When that went down, they had a sizzle reel ready to go. Dead man sizzle, bada bing, bada boom. But before that, she hadn't tweeted since the Kid Rock halftime performance crash out, whatever that was. She hadn't tweeted since that. She had maybe tweeted one Turning Point USA promotional thing, but it was very, very odd. And also with the Drewski tweets that you may or may not have seen circulating on the internet, depending on where your algorithm has taken you. None of those tweets were real. On Easter Sunday, she tweeted specifically about Operation Epic Fury by name deliberately. So why is Charlie Kirk's wife coming on Twitter defending Hegseth's war? What's going on here? What does Hegseth know about what happened to Charlie Kirk? Nobody's asking that question, and I think somebody should. So here's the moment, and I need you to look really closely here. Here's the moment a reporter asked Trump whether Tyler Robinson, the man charged with alleged of Charlie Kirk, was working alone. Keep in mind, this is after we know that Joe Kent has come forth and said, hey, I'm willing to testify in defense of Tyler Robinson because I have seen data that shows that there may have been foreign interference at play. It's very unlikely this person acted alone. Watch this clip.
I'm wondering if you think if Charlie Kirk's assassin worked alone or if he worked with it.
I don't know. I mean, I can tell you he didn't work alone on the internet because it seems that he became radicalized on the internet. That's just by watching same things that you're watching and hearing. It looks like he became radicalized over the internet. And it seems like he has wonderful parents, brought in a wonderful neighborhood, smart guy, great boards, great marks.
So we're seeing big, heavy sighs. We're seeing his head drop, a lot of fidgeting, eyes drifting somewhere that's not in the room. And listen, if I was in a room having to listen to Trump speak, I would probably be crawling in my skin too. But Pete lives for this. He loves this. So what is happening here? This looks like it does when a question lands somewhere it wasn't supposed to, and nobody followed up. That moment just passed right on by, as it always does, and suddenly the war is heating up, and the story is getting buried, okay? So he announced the largest volume of U.S.-Israeli strikes on Iran on Monday at the time of this recording. Pete Hegseth, U.S. Secretary of Defense, I'm not calling him Secretary of War, announced this, saying this is the largest volume of U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran since the operation began. Okay? So I want to ask you, what do you think he knows? Why was he acting so strange? That body language, and if you're listening to this, that body language is not something you can really perform easily. That is sincere as Pete Hegseth gets. Sincere discomfort, scanning the room for an exit. Something isn't right. And we're going to keep asking and we're going to keep digging. So I want to hear from you in the comments. I want to know what your thoughts are on that. What do you think's going on? We also know last time that corruption files were really heating up in the news, boom, war. In the time before that, when the data shows us there was another peak and valley of conversation topic heating up, that was around the time Charlie Kirk was. So we're going to keep digging in. Again, I'm Loren Piretra. Willa Piretra is snoozing behind me. My monitor is broken today, so I'm not sure if you can see her. We're going to go for a walk. Leave us a comment. Let us know. Follow us across social platforms. Again, and we are now available wherever you listen, wherever you get your podcasts, and we'll be back with more.